Myself, Rajshekhar, and you can call me Raj. And I'm having totally 25 plus years of teaching experience and more than 16 plus years of real-time experience. The course what we are going to see over here is full stack Java with AI. And this course I've divided into 8 modules. So I've divided this course into 8 modules. Module 1, we initially go with the core Java. Module 2, we go with artificial intelligence, means AI tools. Then module 3, we discuss about web technologies. Module 4, we go with database concepts. Module 5, advanced Java. Module 6, very important one, frameworks. Module 7, real-time and DevOps tools. Module 8, the final one, full stack Java project. Now, so the course whatever we are learning is called as what here, full stack Java, and we are going to make use of AI in our course. The learning process we are going to do by using this AI tools. Now, what is this full stack development? Let us understand. Whatever the course we are learning, what is this full stack? Let us understand using a diagram. Full stack development. We are trying to understand the meaning of what here? Full stack development. If you are having idea, like when you are browsing some websites, like example, if you take Gmail. So when we type in the browser www.gmail.com, it is going to ask you to enter your username and password. So what it is going to ask you to enter the username and password. So here we are going to, when we open gmail.com, it is going to ask you the username and password, and we'll have something like login or sign in. Here it goes with the text fields where the user is going to enter the username and password. Now, the content whatever we are displaying onto the browser, this content where we are displaying onto the browser. So the content whatever we are displaying onto the browser, this we call it as the front end. This we call it as front end or UI design, user interface design. How we can develop this front end part? By making use of the web technologies. By using web technologies, we can develop this front end. Like what are the web technologies? Like we can use HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap, Angular, or React. By using this, we develop our front end part. And the people who take care of this front end development, we call them as front end developers. We call them as what? Front end developers or UI developers. Now, once we open this page where it is going to ask username and password, let us suppose we are going with some username Raj123 and password also like Raj123. Once we type our username and password, when we click on login, then Wherever details will be stored, how it knows that I'm authenticated user, wherever details will be stored in a database. So here we require a database wherever user details will be stored. Here we go with a database. Where it holds about our details, our username and password. So it contains our user details, like in our example, Raj123, Raj123. So this backend part, this part, we call it as database, where we store our data permanently. That we call it as database. And how we can develop these databases? By using, we can use MySQL, we can use Oracle, we can go for SQL Server, like this. And the people who take care of this database part, we call them as database developers, or even DBS, means database administrators. Now, from our front end, can we connect to these databases? Not possible. It is not possible. So this is the place where we go for the server-side applications. We make use of server-side applications, which we call them as server-side, or even we call them as backend. You can call them as even backend. And which are the server-side technologies related to Java? We can make use of servlets, JSP, Spring, like this. We can make use of .NET, that is ASP.NET. We can use PHP. We can use Django. Related to Python, it is Django. Django framework, what we call. Right? Then the people who take care of this server side, if they are related to Java, we call them as Java developers. If they are related to .NET, we call them as .NET developers, PHP developers, Python developers, or simple, even we call it as backend developers. We can even call them as backend developers. Now, from front end, once we enter our username and password, once we click on login, these details are given to the server. And by using this server-side technologies, it is going to connect to your database. In database, it's going to check whether that user is present in the database or not, and the details are given back to server again. And this server is going to provide the response. Like if you take Gmail, it's going to show the inbox page if you are authenticated, else it's going to say login failure. Now, the people who take care of front end, we call them as what? Front end developers. The people who take care of backend, we call them as backend developers. The people who take care of database, we call them as database developers. And the people who take care of the complete role, the people who take care of the complete role, meaning front-end development, back-end development, and database development. This complete role, we call them as full stack developers. What we call them as full stack developers. So nowadays, there is huge demand related to this full stack development. So the companies are looking for the developers who are having idea on full stack. So they should know how to do front end, how to do back end, and how to do database. Clear, all of you? The meaning of full stack development, right? And this course I have totally divided into 8 modules. Module 1, Core Java. Module 2, Artificial Intelligence. Module 3, Web Technologies. Module 4, Database Concepts. Module 5, very important, Advanced Java. Module 6, Frameworks, very, very important. Module 7, Real-Time and DevOps Tools. And Module 8, finally we go with the project. Coming to this Module 1, module 1, core Java. Even we call it as Java SC. Java SC. Java SC stands for Java Standard Edition. Java SC stands for what? Java Standard Edition. The main use of going with Standard Edition is used to develop standalone or desktop applications. Can anyone take examples of standalone applications? Examples of standalone? Like what we have used, like calculator, like Word, Excel, Paint, all these are what? Standalone applications. These are all standalone applications. So to develop this standalone, we go for Java SC, core Java. So once we download and install the software on our local system, we need not connect to other system to run that application. That's the reason the name has come standalone. And in this module 1, we go with the concepts. Like we initially start off with the programming concepts. So whenever you want to learn any programming language like C or C++ or Java or .NET or Python, we should have a basic idea on programming concepts. Once we have basic idea on programming concepts, entering into any programming language will be easy for us. So initially, I'm going to start off with programming concepts. Then we go with next Java introduction and Java features. Java introduction and Java features. That is what is the need of Java and what features Java is having. Right? Then the next one we'll be learning how to download and install Java. And the latest version is 26 version. 26 version is the latest version. Right? Then, once we download and install Java on our system, then we'll be developing a Java application at command prompt. We'll be developing a Java application at command prompt. Since my operating system is Windows, I'll be showing you how to work at command prompt. And even I'm going to guide you how to make use of Mac OS. Then next, we'll be going with download and install Eclipse IDE. So in our course, I'm going to make use of Eclipse to develop our Java projects. Then we'll be developing a Java application in Eclipse IDE. We'll be developing Java application in Eclipse IDE. This completes our introduction part of Java. Then, next, we move to the next one, Java Basics. Java Basics. This is the place where we learn more of programming. This is the place where we increase our logical skills here. Programming and logical skills. And in this Java Basics, we go with the terminology of programming, like the meaning of comments, keywords, variables, data types. Then we go with the JShell tool, operators, scanner class to read user input, that if statement, switch statement, while loop, do while loop, for loop, like this. So more of programming. This is the place where we increase our programming and logical skills. And once I start off with basics, And once we complete this scanner class, I'm going to give assignments to you, which you need to do and submit it back. The next one, we go with arrays. So can anyone see the need of going with arrays? To collect the elements, whenever you want to collect multiple values into one single variable, we make use of arrays. Collection of data we call arrays. The next and very, very important one, Java OOP. OOP means object-oriented programming. Object-oriented programming. And in this object-oriented programming, we are going to learn about the meaning of class, object, this reference, constructors, static keyword, packages, inheritance, polymorphism, super reference, final keyword, inner classes, access modifiers, encapsulation, abstract classes, interfaces like this. So very, very important. If you are good with object-oriented programming, understanding remaining topics of Java will be very easy for us. Next, we go with the next one, java.lan package. So the meaning of package is simple, collection of a package is a collection of related classes. So what makes a package? It's a collection of related classes, like a folder. Why we create folder? To store related files. Similar way in package, we store related classes. It's like a folder. In this package, we will be learning about the classes like object class, string class, string buffer class, string builder class, math class, wrapper classes like this. Very simple topic. Okay. The next important one is exception handling. Exception handling. The meaning of exception is like a runtime error. The meaning of exception is what? Like a runtime error. Once we write the code, in order to see the result of our code, we run the program. During that time, if you are getting errors, we call them as runtime errors or exceptions. Once exception occurs, the application will get terminated. So in order to avoid that abnormal termination, we make use of what? Exception handling. Next, multi-threading. What is the meaning of multitasking? Like opening multiple applications in our operating system. Like in my case, I have opened Paint, Notepad, GoToMeeting like this. Opening multiple applications. Like you are typing a document in Word and listening to the song simultaneously. That is multitasking. Then what is a thread? A thread is a part of one process, one task. Like example, if you take Gmail. Gmail is a task. In Gmail, how many compose windows we can open? Multiple. Every compose window what we open, it's a thread. It's what? Thread. Then, if you are attaching the files in compose message, every attachment is also thread. Can we attach one or multiple in Gmail? Multiple. So that means when first attachment is going on, I can even attach second, third like that. I need not wait, one thing should get completed. And when attachments are going on, I can even type the subject and body of the message. So which increases performance of our application. One more good example is this GoToMeeting. In this GoToMeeting, I can share the screen, it's a thread. I can record the class, it's a thread. I can speak with you, it's a thread. Right? So very, very important topic. This is mainly to increase performance. Next, one more very, very important, collections. By using arrays also we can collect the elements. By using arrays we can collect the elements. By using collections also we can collect the elements. By using arrays we can collect, and by using collections also we can collect the elements. Then what is the drawback with arrays is like? The drawback is when we go with arrays, we have to mention the size, how many elements we want to collect. Like example, if I mention the size like 25, we can collect maximum 25 elements only. We cannot increase the size or we cannot decrease the size. We cannot increase or decrease. That is a place where we go for. Whenever you want to collect unlimited data, we make use of collections. Very, very important. So without collections, no Java projects. That much important collections are. In majority of the interviews also, they'll ask questions more on object-oriented, exceptionally multi-threading, collections. These 4 topics are very, very important during interviews under core Java. Next one, we discuss Java 8 and 9 version features like functional interfaces, Lambda expressions, stream API, like this. Next, IO package, input output package. The need of going with IO package is like, what are the programs we are writing? The data what we use during runtime, it is temporary data. Then, where we can store data permanently? In hard disk, either in the form of data files or database tables. So this IO package is mainly to manage the data files, right? So these are the topics what we discuss under module 1 core Java. The next one, we go with very important module 2, AI tools. So this is very important nowadays. Okay, as we are going to work smarter, we have to make use of AI tools in our development. So nowadays, every company is expecting the developers to have knowledge on the AI tools, right? So we'll understand the AI introduction. In this one, we'll go with AI introduction. Then we'll understand about LLM, means large language models. We'll understand about the basic idea on what is this LLM, and we'll go with generative AI. So what this generative AI is going to take care? It's going to take care of your text. It's going to write the code, and it's going to generate content generation, image generations like this, audio, video, all these things it's going to generate for us. Generative AI. Okay. Then, and we'll be understanding about prompt engineering. This is very, very important. Prompt engineering. So what is this prompt engineering? Communicate with your AI. To communicate with AI. Whenever you want to communicate with AI, what we are going to do? We are going to make use of prompt engineering. This is very, very important. If you are good with the prompts, then major part of AI is done for us. And what tools we are going to learn? In our case, we are going to make use of the tools like ChatGPT, Claude AI, and we'll be going with Gemini, and we'll discuss about Notebook LM, and we'll go with the Perplexity. Perplexity AI. Then we are going to learn how to use this AI for coding and debugging. We'll be learning how to make use of this AI for coding and debugging. And we'll be keep on using in almost all the modules. Starting from module 1 only, I'll try to use this AI part. Next one, 3. Module 3 will go with web technologies. Even we call UI design, user interface design or front-end design. The need of going with the web technologies is used to display the content onto the web browser. So whenever you want to display some content onto the web browser, we make use of this web technologies. And in our course, we'll be learning about HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap, then TypeScript. We'll go with the XML, JSON, Angular, and even React also. In our course, even we are going to discuss React. Then, next module, module 4, database concepts. Database concepts using MySQL. In our course, I'm going to make use of MySQL. So here we'll be understanding about what is this database introduction and SQL introduction, and we'll go with the download and install MySQL Server 9 version. Then we'll be learning about DDL commands like create, alter, drop, truncate. Then we go with the DML commands like insert, update, delete. We go with DQL commands like select. Then TCL commands like commit, rollback, and save point. Then we'll understand about constants like primary key, foreign key, unique, all those things. Okay. Then next, even we go with one more important, SQL joins. Next module, module 5, where we go with advanced Java. When we call it as Java EE. Java EE stands for Java Enterprise Edition. Java Enterprise Edition, and used to develop web applications. It's for mainly web applications. So what are the examples of web applications? Like gmail.com, makeMyTrip.com, irctc.com, accessbank.com, amazon.com, all these are web applications. And here we'll be learning the components like JDBC, Java database connectivity. Means from our Java program, we can connect to a database. Then we go with servlets and JSP. JSP means Java Server Pages. So a basic idea of these 3 modules are enough for us. No need to go in depth of these modules nowadays, because nowadays we are making use of frameworks more. But to understand frameworks, we should come from this prior background compulsory. So we should have good base like core Java, advanced Java, database web. All, if you are having good base, understanding frameworks, developing project will be easy for us. Next module, module 6, where we go with frameworks. The main need of going with frameworks is to reduce the burden to the developers. It's a library. It comes like a library for us, mainly to reduce the burden to the developers. and we are going to learn Hibernate framework. We go with Spring framework, and even we'll go with the Spring Boot here. Spring Boot framework, and here we'll be going with the models like Spring Core module. We'll understand about dependency injection, and IOC means inversion of control. Then we'll understand about Spring Boot introduction, what is the meaning of Spring Boot starters, then developing a Spring Boot application using Spring Initializer, and STS means Spring Toolsuite. We'll be learning how to use Spring Toolsuite also. That is very, very important. Spring Toolsuite. So this is Spring Initializer. This is the correct spelling only, not ZER, ZR only. Then we go with the Spring JDBC module. Everything we work with Spring Boot only. Then Spring Data JPA module. Spring JDBC module, even we call it as Spring DAO module. Then Spring Data JPA module. We'll go with the Spring Web MVC module. So this is mainly to develop web applications. This is for use to develop web applications. Web applications and enterprise applications. We go with the next one, Spring REST module to develop REST APIs. REST APIs is mainly for distributed applications. It's mainly for distributed. One application can communicate to other application by using Spring REST. Then next and very, very important, we are going to see how to make use of the Spring AI module. Before that, even we'll see Spring Security module to secure our REST APIs. Use it to secure REST APIs. And we discuss one more very, very important Spring AI module, and we'll be seeing this generative AI using Spring AI. Very, very important module nowadays. Even we are going to discuss microservices using Spring. So remember, microservices is an architecture. It's not a framework. Microservices is an architecture. It's not a framework. And we develop these microservices using Spring Boot. Now, so these are the contents what we discuss under Module 6 frameworks. Then next one, Module 7, where we go with real-time and DevOps tools. So we are going to cover some of the important real-time and DevOps tools. We go with Maven, we go with Lombok, Postman, GitHub, JNet, Log4j, Docker, like this. Next and final one, Module 8, where we go with full stack Java project. Full stack Java project. And we develop this project using Spring Boot microservices as backend, and Angular as front end. Spring Boot and microservices as backend and Angular as front end. Right? The duration of this course goes with the totally 3 months, approximately 3 months. It may increase for 1 week like that. Okay, something approximately 60 hours. Then the time will be, the classes will be Monday to Friday. The classes will be Monday to Friday, 1 hour. Class will go for max 1 hour. I never cross 1 hour. Okay. Then class notes, source codes. In future we'll write the source codes now. Class notes, source codes, and recordings will be shared after the class. Will be shared within 2 hours. Within 2 hours after the class. Okay. Then go to meeting link. Go to meeting link is permanent. Means whatever the link you are having till the end of the course, you can make use of this link to join these classes. Right? So anyone having any questions?
Yeah, hi, Raj.
Yeah. Hi.
So I wanted to ask regarding in the start of the uh, class, you told that you can't connect directly from front end to the database. So
Right.
may I know why it is like that? Why we need the
So,
backends?
so for backend, we require a programming language, a server-side programming languages. So
Okay.
HTML, CSS cannot connect to databases. JavaScript cannot connect to databases. They are not having the module to connect to databases. They did
Okay.
not provide that option to us.
Okay.
And
Okay.
they are only what? Only server client side, means the application will be running on the client machine only. So to make our
Mm,
application to be used by multiple people, we need to use
mm.
server side technology.